Hey, besties. Welcome back to another episode of the Body Besties podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa.
And I'm your co-host, Samira, a.k.a. Samsky. And today in our Hey Barbie episode, we are going to get into a really, really exciting guest. I cannot even say how excited I'm about to have this guest. But before we introduce her, right, we're going to spotlight women that are rewriting their stories and proving that true strength isn't about what breaks you, it's how you rebuild.
And today's guest has rebuilt, redefined, and inspired, okay? You may know her from the Real Housewives of Miami or from designing some of the most breathtaking weddings in the world. But today, she's going to be opening up like never before. So we are talking to, drum roll please, the powerhouse herself, Guerdy Abraira.
Woo! Hey, Guerdy!
Hey, girl. Hey, baddies. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I am so excited to be here and seeing these amazing faces. Okay, so I am excited to do this with you guys.
You understand how honored we are to be in your presence, one, but to have someone that's so confidently and bold and so unapologetically herself. I know the listeners that are listening today, they are not only going to hear about this amazing book, but to just be in your presence, to know who you are. Because seriously, you emulate that vibe. Even just like when she came in here really quickly, like I feel like I know her.
Yeah.
What you see too is what you get. That energy is just vibrant. So thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for noticing that, because actually in Russell's foreword, he talks about the presence that I have in a room and how it could be interpreted into like, oh my gosh, she's amazing, she's lifting our spirits up. Or it could be like, oh, so
Now it's giving take up space.
Take up space. It's
absolutely
really a gift.
It's giving ain't dimming my light.
For nobody.
Period.
And you shouldn't.
Never.
But let's get into the power origin. Before we get into the powerful book, because as you know, and let's give a quick background about Guerdy, from losing everything and rebuilding to becoming one of Vogue's top wedding planners and launching her interactive memoir, From Trauma to Trophies. We're going to open up about how you even survived breast cancer, navigating fame, and really embracing what she calls the let me era. So we're going to get into it.
We're going to get into it. We're going to get it. And Mel Robbins, don't come for me.
Anything, I think y'all can collab on this.
Oh, we're going to.
I see it.
Oh, absolutely. She's going to be the yin to my yang.
You heard it here first now. With that being said, let's get into Guerdy before the Real Housewives of Miami, before Guerdify, before the cameras. Who were you? And I know we'll get into it in the memoir, but maybe just a little tease beforehand.
Okay, so this is a teaser, abbreviated version.
A little teaser.
I mean, listen, I'm a girl who was born in Haiti. Moved to Paris with my family, and then came to this beautiful land called America, and landed in Miami. And you know what? Didn't speak English, didn't speak French, and you had to reinvent yourself. So the rebuilding twice of someone. And then the way I came here, that's a whole other different story on how, when you're 9 years old and you're one of 7 kids and only 2 of you get to come here first. You're thinking you're going to Disney World. And next thing you know, it's like, okay, well, we'll be back in 3 months. Okay, just stay here. I'm going to go back to the other siblings in France. And then you're here, no English, and you're just trying to figure out what did I do wrong is how you interpret it when you don't understand at a certain age. And given the Caribbean culture that, I'm raised in, there wasn't a lot of conversation. It was mostly like just do as you're told and that's it. So now as an adult, I do understand everything was for the betterment of our lives. But, getting to this point was a little bit more, complicated.
So take us through the first decade of your life, right? Where were you born? Where did you move to? Kind of set the scene for us.
Yeah, so I was born in Haiti, Port-au-Prince to be exact. And
shout out my Haitians.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nula.
And Nula, honey. And the thing about Haiti is it's such a beautiful, beautiful country. It's so complicated, and the politics and the political environment is very, very complicated. And so this is during Duvalier, the time with Duvalier, and you had the Papa Doc and then you have the Baby Doc, right? So my father, who was a pastor there, ended up feeling fearful because, if you were to say, hey, help the poor, feed the hungry, etc., and it didn't go direct into the messaging of what the government at that time was talking about, then you're a target in a sense. So make a long story short, there's a big big incident that happened to my family. My father's cousins were raided. They had a barbershop. They were raided, taken into a place called Fort Dimanche. Fort Dimanche is known that you're never going to come out alive. And that's that. So if you see the history of that, it's really impactful. And that's why my book has a QR code system. It's an immersive experience. So when you're reading a chapter, it has a QR code because I want you to go and click on it to see what Fort Dimanche looks like, to see the history and the dark behind that and all these different things. So I want to take you through the life of my chapters. I want it to come alive, right?
Yeah.
Which is so powerful.
Thank
Very
you.
unique. I've never seen anyone do that.
Girl, I'm still doing it. I'm still literally, I'm like uploading. It's happening.
Certifying it, honey.
That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. So, my father, after seeing this happen to his cousins, he's like, we got to get out of here because I'm connected to them and they're my relatives. So if they're going to get taken down, I'm going to, I'm next,
Yeah.
And he left. And he left first because obviously you have to find stability first before you bring all children over. At that time, it was only 6 of us. My younger sister gets born in France. And so we moved to France and I'm only, almost 2? I'm just under the shy of 2. And you have to start over and you don't know the land and you don't know what's going on. And you feel all this uncertainty through your parents. So in France was a good way for us to build our confidence back and so forth. But then we have to restart in the U.S. again. So then it's like, okay, don't speak English, and it was just really hard. So from 1 through 9 is my evolution from Haiti to France. And then from France, right at about the turn of the moment where I come to America. So I was here at 9 and then comes the, oh my God, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? So that was a really intricate and turning point in my life.
Yeah.
Being Haitian, right? You said your story, especially it's built on immigration and being an immigrant. I mean, my family, Delmata Neff, shout out Port-au-Prince. So I know you mentioned that. What kept you also going during those early transitions? The fact that you had to restart not once, but twice. It's very hard, especially being 9 years old. How did you keep going? What was it?
Well,
and then getting dropped off is another thing.
That's a whole, so, I'm giving you the 1 through 10, edition.
Yeah.
But, that was beautiful, actually. Living in France, oh my gosh. It opens up your eyes to everything, culture, fashion, food, and the whole thing. So my palate, if anything, expanded. I was only 1 when I was in Haiti, so I didn't even know. So I literally was becoming French. Still with that Haitian influence because my grand-mère, was with us, thank God. So she was my favorite person out of all people. And so she didn't speak English. She didn't speak Creole. I'm sorry. She didn't speak English. She didn't speak French. And she just spoke Creole. And she was illiterate. She couldn't write or read. So it was fascinating because she was so doable. She was able to do everything, even though she had these setbacks. And so that was that's my role model. Like the classiest lady that I know didn't even know how to read or write. And she was just doing it for herself. So
wait, I have to ask, Uti Gamel. So what's your favorite grandma dish? Maybe.
Legumes.
Légumes.
Legumes.
Sauce pas légumes.
Diricole. With me,
I like that. Yeah.
When I tell you there's nothing.
Give me some
Griot, of course, but it's not good for you. Legume is my favorite meal on earth.
So can you make legume?
Girl, I could if I really wanted to and if I really had the time, but nobody got time for that. We just buy from,
She busy. She got her book tour coming up.
Support the business.
Small business. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, but that's good to know. Miss Guerdy, Gertify can Gertify in the kitchen, honey.
Oh, I'm good in the kitchen. I cook all kinds of. I won. Let me tell you something. Okay, Russell's part Italian. Blind red sauce, Italian sauce, tasting. I won that.
No way.
I was like,
period.
Yeah, where the Italians at now? What you gotta say now? I'm really good at cooking.
Ooh.
Like I
So confit épices?
Épices, of course.
Okay.
Got my scallions. I got my, I got my.
Oh, she
my
is
time.
shy.
You're
shy.
What about you guys?
do it
Can
all.
you cook?
Ooh, child.
We can cook. We can do a little something in the kitchen.
The Haitian way, it just requires so many hours.
And the flavor's got to be spot on, and there's something about it. And it ain't no measurements. It's just, you got to know.
The je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Luckily for me, my Caribbean culture, we could just whip stuff up pretty fast.
Oh,
We don't
yeah?
have our meals, they don't take too long.
I've never been to a Cape Verde.
Cape Verde restaurant?
You say Cape Verdean?
Wait, I'm gonna take you somewhere when
How do
you
you
come
say
to Boston.
Cape Verdean?
Well, Cape Verdean.
Oh, Cape Verdean.
Yeah,
That.
yeah, or Cabo Verde.
Cape Verde is what I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the music, I was telling her,
Yeah.
the most amazing people, music.
Y'all
yes,
heard that?
honey. Yes.
We got
I had a few clients from Mozambique and Cape Verde, and it's the.
We're very like sensual. You know?
Well, okay, Asian people, honey. Hello.
Yeah.
1804.
I know.
Girl, don't make me have to bring up history now. Come on now.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
y'all right there with us.
We helped a lot. We helped a lot. You're welcome.
Period.
That's all I gotta say, honey. But
Yeah.
you mentioned your clients. You built an empire in luxury event design. What first inspired your passion for creating beauty and structure from chaos?
Okay, well, because of the fact that I was, left here at an age where I felt very uncertain and I felt like I didn't have control. And you feel a sense of like, if I am able to have control, then, I'm grabbing onto that. So that's where that Guerdy perfectionist control freak, like you could not put one past me, my friend. You don't understand. This brain right here, I'm on it already. I already know what's going on. And that became
Your
my superpower.
sons.
That became my superpower from literally feeling so hopeless. And so the book starts.
Oh wow.
The book starts, my introduction sets it all up for you.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you what it does. There's a certain scenario that happens with me and my grandmother where that is the epicenter and the core memory that's like, I never want to feel like this ever again. And then from there, they bring me here. And then that happens to me as far as staying in a house where it was very different, is what I call it. And there's a lot of phobias that evolve from just being in a house for 3 months where there's like repetitive sensory overload of a lot of different things. And in the book, you'll hear and see exactly what we endured. And I'm thankful for everyone for holding it down for my parents for 3 months and taking care of me. They were, I never felt unsafe, but I just felt uncertain. Right?
Yeah.
And so from that, I'm like, okay, this is going to be control queen right here. When I can have control, I will have full control. That's where it's from. And so my clients love me because they know. This is what I tell them. This is how I sell my events. Okay, what are we doing? What are your events? Okay.
Take notes.
Sell us.
No, but y'all not ready for this because
We ready. We ready.
My clients weren't ready for this. I'm so confident because I'm able to execute. And the word merit for me is huge. You got to be able to back it up. Okay, so I was able to back up everything I sold twice over. And so when I met with my clients, I took over the whole event. It was like this. Okay, what are we doing? No, we're not. No, that's not going to be the venue for you. Let me tell you why. Because of this, you should have it at this venue. Oh, we didn't consider it. Well, you absolutely should. And then I would just convince them of what I think the vision should be for them because there was a lot of blind spots a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it took me one client where I said no to them when they looked up and they said, what did you say? And I said, no, you shouldn't walk through that door to enter the event. You should go around the back because look at the beautiful pathway. You can put candles here. Plus you don't see the garbage can. So that one no. And then he said, oh, she knows what she's doing. Okay, whatever she wants, do whatever Guerdy says. When he told me that, the next client, no, we're not doing that. No, this is my wedding. Oh, this is how I say it. Your baby is my baby. I would never do something that I wouldn't do for myself for you. So if I tell you no, I promise you it's going to be for the betterment of your event. Okay, whatever Guerdy wants, because I know I'm invested fully. I'm not a note taker, I'm an innovator. So I am not here to sell you whatever you want. I'm going to sell you what you need.
That's a bar.
And that's the sales pitch that no one else had the freaking cojones to do. So here I am, Rabbi Guerdy. Yes, I am a rabbi today. What are we doing? I took over. No, I took over that entire market.
No way.
I started my career on Fisher Island, which is in 1%. And so then I had an opportunity to buy the flower studio there. So not only now I'm planning, I'm consolidating. We're a
businesswoman.
Okay, monopoly. At this point, I monopolized that market. And then most of the people there, are, a lot of the clientele there, they own property here. They lived in New York and then enjoyed their winters in Miami on Fisher. So I had a lot of Jewish clientele to the point where I knew more about the Judaism than they did. I was like, do you know what a Yehud is? Oh, no, I don't know what that is. Okay, honey, let me tell you. And so all of a sudden, I knew Orthodox. I knew all types of different, sectors of the religion that I ended up being called Rabbi Guerdy.
Wow.
He bought into the whole experience. Well, let me get my coins up so you could Guerdify my wedding, honey.
Say that again.
I'm not really doing a lot of planning at all, pretty much. But,
Maybe you'll come out of retirement for your Haitian sister. For your Haitian sister, you might have to come out of retirement because you might have sold me on this couch right now.
Yeah.
When I get this ring.
Good for you, honey. Let's one step at a time, honey. Okay, get the ring, and then later we'll talk.
All right.
Well, I love that. I love that you're able to turn your pain, right, into purpose and into power. And those parts of you that maybe were more of a challenge when you were younger, obviously now they serve as a gift. And
But it got me sick too.
Yeah.
It got me sick too because
Yeah.
of the fact that I was so fully invested in faster, better, stronger. And my family ethics was that. So it's called in my book, the Réjouis rules. My maiden name is Guerdy Réjouis. Guerdy, rejoice for the Americans. So rejoice actually is the word that means to rejoice, R-E-J-O-U-I-S, but it translates into rejoicing. So my family, my father's a pastor, strictest rules. And so we, 10 commandments is literally ingrained in my soul. And that's when people watch me on the show on Real Housewives of Miami, they're like, why doesn't she curse her out back? And they don't understand that I'm like so restrained in a sense of grace because of the fact that I'm from a 10 commandment
household.
So when someone calls me a liar, they don't get it. People don't understand. When you call me a liar, that's going to be a problem for me. Not for you, because you live in your lying world, but don't call me a liar because that's all we were taught is our name is all you got. And that's your brand, right? So my name became my brand. You're working with Guerdy. Oh, she's going to Guerdify that wedding. It's going to be amazing. That's my brand. So when people don't understand that I built this from the ground up and you're going to sit there and pretend that things happened that didn't happen. And that's a problem for me. So when you read the book, you're going to understand who I am and how I was raised. And now you'll understand what's my triggers because you can't do this because this is not who I am. And you got to defend it at all costs. So the let me theory is countering the let them theory because at the end of the day, okay, I'll let you tell a lie on me, but I'm not going to let you tell a lie on me for me, right? So I get to defend myself. Let me defend my territory. So
I see what you're doing there.
You understand?
I see.
Dance. We could do this.
We could do the dance, but you want to hear the truth because me and
which in
lies,
the book actually
we don't go together.
You'll hear about dancing because I was supposed to leave Russell behind.
The ballroom dancing,
my ballroom dancing here in New York. And then he had me at hello, so I stayed. I don't regret it.
Let's get into that. We're going to go into our next segment, from trauma to trophies. And before I get really deep into your memoir, we know your story was bigger than business, right? That was something that, when did you realize and it clicked that this is something the world needed to hear and it needed to be in a book and you wanted to share your story?
There were too many things that happened to me back to back to back that couldn't be ignored. And that was at a place of explosion, in this emotional explosion, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's so funny because it's kind of like, it's not things that I had control over. Okay. I just happened to have freaking cancer. Sorry.
Yeah.
It made a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Why is she shaving her head on TV? Why does she put a wig on? I can't. Like, why are you still talking about cancer? Because it's going to be around for a while. Because just because I'm cancer-free doesn't mean that I just didn't have a hot flash in front of you just now and asked for the freaking window, please, ASAP. The little things that people don't know that is still in you every single day. I can't feel 2 of my toes from neuropathy. Like, it's just a thing. And I don't have to complain about it. I'm not victimized. I'm not a victim by cancer, but I have to acknowledge that I was victimized by it. And now it's about how do you level up from it. So when people don't want to hear it, I'm so tired of hearing about cancer. It's going to be mentioned for the rest of my life. Get used to it because there's going to be an association with it that affects something else. And so I'm here to break the stigma of people not wanting to understand it or not wanting to hear it because it's going to affect 1 in 3 people. Okay? So in this room, there's 7, 8 people? I'm one, and maybe God, I wish not, but 1 in 3 people is going to have some kind of cancer. 1 in 8 women will have breast cancer.
Wow.
The facts are crazy. And so as much as people want to not know about it, when it's their turn, then what? Right? So we're going to have to really be a little bit more sympathetic and a little bit more kind.
Absolutely.
A little more kind. Just like, take a breather. Like, don't come for me, because you don't know me, and my story.
Yeah.
That's very powerful.
People are crazy. They need to stop. They need to stop with that. But, I want to get into your book. And obviously in Trauma to Trophies, right, you are taking us through your life from literally childhood, right, until now, and how you've built this empire, built this amazing, beautiful life through the ups, the downs, the trials, and the tribulations, right? So I know that you have the QR codes in there too. So a lot of the girlies, we are so excited about the book drop. So can you tell us a little bit more about the QR codes and how it works? And then also,
how did it come about?
Yeah, like that idea.
I kid you not. And everyone's going to have it after the fact.
No,
We're going to say Guerdy did it first.
Right here.
Guerdy did it first.
The fact that like you can experience like these moments with you and as you're reading it, it's really never done before. So we really want to know what made you want to do that.
I'm going to give a shout out because I'm a girl's girl. Support Your Girlfriend is a group that I'm a part of. And we literally, that's what it means. We support each other. We're a bunch of business bad boss, women. And we get together. We go to Barbados once a year. We help each other. We unify each other. We want to see where we can help. And so one of my girlfriends, Modupe, has a brand called Finally Free. And she has a book and she has, apparel. And in this book she was passing around, it had a QR code. And it wasn't like in every single chapter, but it had like a QR code, maybe 2 or 3 or something. And so she's like, oh, my book, there's a QR code where there's a video of me, greeting you, whatever. And then I'm like, listening, I go, just to let you know, I'm going to be stealing that. I'm going to be stealing that idea. But I took it a step further and I'm like, okay, boop, 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 every single chapter. Because I'm like, there's so many details and I'm so loud about sharing my life that I felt like there's enough media and platforms and different types of, stuff that I could put together, shared family album stuff and also some media to go with it. So when I talk about a scene that's on the show that relates to how I felt in the moment, now you're going to watch it with a secondary lens. You're going to be like, I see why she's got mad there. I see why she got triggered there. It will all make sense. And it's not a way to be like, "Ooh, I was right," or who, it's not about to get you on my side or that. It's about just understanding how perspective in life. You don't know what people go through. You don't know what people. When somebody walks in the room and you want to talk shit about what they're wearing, whatever, you don't know what they went through. And this season, people were coming for my fashion. And I'm like, do you guys understand that I just literally went through all these surgeries, about 9, I think, in total. And I gained 30 pounds. And I'm just putting on whatever the hell is in this closet. And you know what? Akira sends me a bunch of free clothes. So why am I paying, for Louis Vuitton and all this stuff to be keeping up with the Joneses? I ain't got to do that. I could show up as myself and still be that bitch in the room. So... Let me tell you something.
You can certify anything you wearing, honey.
I don't perform and I don't have to anything because I was best dressed the years leading up to it, wasn't I? So what do I have to prove to you? What makes you think that I wasn't going through my emotional trauma and I was just putting on clothes to get through it? But people saying, "Oh, she needs a stylist." Honey, like, do you? But just think about it. I hope that this book makes people think twice before judging people. That's what it is.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a great way for people to really, like you said, immerse themselves and be able to see the trajectory of life, right? Because we've only ever lived our lives in our bodies, right? And going through the 20, 30, 40 plus years or whatever of life. So I think it's amazing that you're able to have that visual component to really, create that emotional connection.
Yeah, so Gen Zs, I'm doing it for y'all too. Show and tell.
It's Guerdy moving with the times, period. So
we're going to get into, you have been really open about your hysterectomy, about early menopause. I mean, we just talked about the hot flash and how it reshaped your confidence, right? What gave you the courage to speak on that so openly? Because it is something, I mean, even on TV, you talked about, you went and I
showed you literally my capsular contracture, like one boob's here.
Were you nervous?
Listen, you get to a point where you don't care anymore because I'm a person, I'm all in or I'm all out. So I made when I made the commitment to film my cancer journey, right, with Russell, we were like, okay, what do we do? I said to myself, this is how I'm able to deliberate this. I was all gung-ho. Yes, honey, come see my life, my man, my kids. I was ready to show y'all what it do. Now, all of a sudden, things are bad and I'm going to go hide. We ain't no punk, honey. I was raised in 305 North Miami.
Ooh. Okay, what's up?
And I'm no punk. I'm going to literally, live it out loud. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And then comes the rise like the phoenix. And here I am. So even better. So the fact is that I had to show it through. And then I'm like, if it's a breast cancer journey, I'm not going to show you my tits. I'm at the doctor and he's like trying to figure. I'm like, here it is. So, cameras just blur it out for the TV, of course. But I didn't care. I had bigger things to focus on.
But the amount of women that was just moved by that.
Yeah. Oh, I saved lives.
No.
I never thought about getting, a mammogram. And then I saw you on TV and you said that you were able to find it early because of a mammogram. I just went last week and guess what? I have breast cancer.
Wow.
But it's early detection. Thank you, Guerdy. You saved my life. When I last reunion, season 6, I was up to 200 plus people that had said those things. Like I would have never gone. So now I don't know, but like it's a global movement, thank God. And I never saw anyone ever on TV, I think, share it so broadly in a main reality TV network showing, you know. So I did see Kim. She was before me on Carlos King's Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage. And so I saw Kimmy do that. Yeah. Like, I don't know if she shaved her head or something, but I saw her share her journey. Yeah. And I was sharing mine as well. We were on the same timeline. But, you know, I think it's commendable that people like us were able to kind of say, let's still film, let's still shoot, you know?
It's very
and get all the judgment to go with it.
I mean, it's a very vulnerable moment. So the fact that you shared that and saved lives is really powerful. I also really wanted to ask you as well, you call your readers trophy girls.
Yeah.
So who is a trophy girl in your eyes, and what does being a trophy girl mean to you?
Yeah, trophy girl is not, it's being that girl, but not like, you know, she looks the part, it's about being that girl for you. So all those little parts of yourself that you're feeling like, you know, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish oh, look at her, she has, ooh, no, just look at yourself in the mirror and mind your own damn business. I call it Guerdy Lane. Listen.
Guerdy Lane.
Tunnel vision. I can't see left and I can't see right. I got to worry about what's on that road because there's going to be a bump in the road and I got to make sure I swerve. So stop looking left and stop looking right at who has what. Mind your business and look at your business and yourself, and then you become that girl, that trophy girl by one step at a time. One step at a time. You will be a trophy girl if you're not one already.
Ooh, mic drop.
But you have to be real with yourself. And that's what happened with me, right? So I was performing in a sense, right? Oh, perfect. Oh my God. I felt like I was as good as my last event. I had my man at home. I had my beautiful kids at home. And I'm over here in Portugal doing a wedding. And then from there, I go to Mexico to do another wedding. And I'm like, it looks like, this is exactly how I can describe it. It looks as if I'm going shopping and you have a shopping spree and you're putting things in your bag. So one wedding at a time, yes, I did that wedding. And then you're on Instagram posting, ooh, look at me. And then all of a sudden, these people are saying, thank you for my wedding. My daughter's so happy. We love you. You never hear from them again. And then you got the pictures all posted. So it's a high, but it's at a time slot. There's only so much of gratification from it. And then you're like, oh, there's another wedding. And at the end of the day, the bag is empty. Empty. All that for nothing?
Yeah.
It's legacy, yes. I can, die now and people will be like, oh, look at this beautiful picture. Guerdy did that. Yes, it is. But there's so much more to it. And I forgot about me in the process. And then so you don't eat right. And then you're too busy, traveling. And then all of a sudden, you get cancer from the stress, from the, whatever the reasons were. But the cancer was a wake-up call, man. It was like, girl, you need to, do you before you do everything else. And that was the wake-up call for me.
Yeah. It's really hard, too, because growing in, with immigrant parents and families, we are taught and it's glorified to be doing this, that, and third, and all of these achievements. So it's really hard too, because even ourselves, we have to remind ourselves we need to pause, because you can have all these accomplishments and then something like cancer hits you and it reminds you
high functioning depression. Dr. Judith Joseph she actually has her book right now, and it's about high functioning depression. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like depression and anxiety, but then still being able to take care of business, right?
Yeah.
But deep down, sometimes God will slow us down.
It's because we saw our parents that were immigrants that, they came to this country.
You can't disappoint.
Hustle.
Yes, exactly. They came here with nothing. And if they were able to do it, then I need to be able to survive and make them proud, right?
Yes. Yeah,
you're just grazing by, though. The thing is that when you're not addressing the layers of yourself that are traumatic and that are painful, because, oh, she's a victim again, whatever. That's the problem. It's you're on a high, but there's all this darkness in between it. So the minute that you start shedding those layers, then you're really really on that high. That's like really healthy.
Like through and through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, through
And you're
and
not just
through.
like surviving, because there's a thing about surviving and just like trying to get back. Next one. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so then I had to survive cancer. And now I'm like, okay, now I'm thriving through everything because I'm like able to address things. And I'm not perfect. I still go to therapy, and I'm going to be probably going to therapy forever. 1 week at a time.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
One foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. I have to ask you, I mean, you're talking about surviving cancer, right? So how do you feel like surviving cancer changed your definition of womanhood, of strength?
Yeah, I mean, breast cancer is a very girl power moment, right? It's pink month, the whole thing, and it's fun. But the pink washing also is a little bit diluted, and it's not really, sending out it makes it look fun, and it's not fun, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that surviving breast cancer obviously showed me that I am more resilient than I ever thought. There was some breaking points where I'm like, the first time I got chemo, I remember when that Neulasta it's medical, but with this shot that you get that shoots up steroids pretty much to help your body, combat everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was like, no, I don't want to play this game no more. I said to Russell, I'm not doing this, and he was like, you better, you're gonna do this for me. You're gonna do this for those boys. And I was like, oh my God, okay. When I saw him tear up, I was like, okay, sorry, just kidding. Like I couldn't even take that. It was like crazy.
Aww. I mean, what message as well do you want to send to women that are potentially they're healing silently?
Yeah.
To take from your story, because it's so powerful. You're resilient and you show all of this, but behind the scenes, we didn't get to see, I mean, where you didn't want to take that shot, where you're like, this is just too much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of people are they're suffering silently.
It's okay.
Yeah. And for me, I was able to get the help of like the audience that hyped me up, and Russell. And so it's hard, but I think that when people think that there's no hope, you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we see the beautiful moments and the Gertify and all of that, but we didn't see like you struggling.
Yeah.
Like we didn't.
I mean, I think they showed it a bit on TV, and there's so much you could do, right? Like timing wise.
We see like the snippet, the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I don't see Guerdy like the whole year that you've been through. Like I don't see that.
So the book does go into the layers of treatments and what it was like to go through everything. So it's much more expanded. But this is not a book about cancer. Like it's 80% my life as a whole. So if you're a girl just looking for like, how did she get there? You're going to get it. How did she find her man? You're going to find it. How did she beat breast cancer? Okay. How did she change, her perspective and grow? Like it's for every single type of person and not just women. It's life. It's lifing. And it just happens that mine, it looks like a movie.
Oh, period.
Okay. It's a movie. I don't know if it's a horror.
Not a horror.
But it's a little bit of everything.
But it could be a horror where she made it out alive.
Yeah. And she thrived to the top.
Shawty gonna get me today.
Well, I guess what's one, maybe one word, or what's one thing that you want to tell the readers and listeners, like they will receive from this book? Like if they read it, or like what you want them to know, or the message you want them to know.
The message, there's so many, it's multi-layered in messaging. So there's not like, I want you to go, because it's going to be based on your perspective. This book and this story is going to be whatever you are going to take away from it based on your perspective and your story. So if you were one, for example, that you can't forgive your parents because of some things that they've done for you, and you have this resentment, which I still hold some way, somehow. And I could tell by the way I treat my mom sometimes. And I'm like, like I have this thing, and but I love her, and that I am her. Now I say I'm my mother's daughter. I honestly, it took a while for me to like just come and understand the sacrifice, because I'm like, how could a mother do this? I look at my son, I'm like, you're 11. 2 years before, at 9, leaving you where? Another continent? But I understand it. And they did the best they could.
Yeah.
And so in the Let Me theory that I talk about, I actually have some, they're not commandments, but they're like, different ways of letting me express myself. People want, especially Caribbean, and and it's trending, like, oh, she's crying, stop crying. What? God gave us emotions for a reason.
It's so true.
crying is a deliberation.
Cry.
You gotta cry to let the
Release.
anger and the release.
It's cathartic. Didn't
I tell you,
It's healing.
my mom, when I'm crying, she said, "Oh, I'm not underground." Like, Bamu. She's like, "Oh, she's not dead. Why
are you
am I
crying?
crying?" So exactly, that is such. Mom, don't come for me.
That is the most important thing, because if you don't cry, then it becomes anger and resentment. It's gonna filter and show itself in one way or another.
Absolutely.
So what are you going to do about it so that you can be your best self showing up to the world? And so you got to shed. You got to shed all this. So one thing about my parents is like, I have a let me relate and release. So let me relate to my parents and say, as a mother now,
I mean, relate
honey,
and
I'm
release.
serious, girl. I am serious. Mel Robbins, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Get your phone ready. That is
It is
key.
Let me relate and release. Let me relate to say, if I was in their shoes, would I have done the same thing? And I probably would have, maybe, right, in that circumstance. And then I can release that pain, release the resentment, right? Let me express myself. Shit, if I'm freaking angry, give me 2 seconds. Let me be angry, and then let me choose not to forgive. You want to mess around? 5-4, bitch. You want to sit
fuck
here
around and find out.
Come on.
You gonna find out.
Let them lie. Let me not forgive the liar who's omitting the lie out of the forgiveness and wants the forgiveness only for A, but not for C, D, E. Like, we're not doing this.
What are we doing?
We're not doing this. We're gonna stay on earth. At the reunion, you hear me say, stay on earth. Yeah, we're gonna stay on earth. We're not doing delusion. We're not doing none of it. We're gonna stay on earth and talk
We're
about.
not going to Mars, honey. We're staying here. We're staying here.
No La La
That
Land.
brings me to our next segment, Beyond the Edit, Life as a Housewife. We're only going to spend a little time here, but we have seen you grow, evolve. I mean, down to, even this recent season when you went through the hardest time of your life, right? On the Real Housewives of Miami. So I wanted to also ask you, how has it shaped your outlook on friendships and authenticity? Because we see some on TV. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious from your point of view.
From my point of view and myself. So I'd show up as authentic as they come. And I think that's probably why people are like, okay, it's a little too much. You're too extra, right? All those things.
I'm just, you're not for me.
We love, yeah.
You say that.
We love.
And by the way, if extra means that I have a zeste de vivre and I'm like full of life, and I'm sorry that it's not, I walk in, girl, yes, I'm a hype girl. So for some people, it's too much, whatever you want it to be, but it's out of good intention and out of love. It's not like I'm walking in and be like, you know, that's the difference. So accept me as I am, because it's coming out of positive vibes, right? So that's my authenticity. And that's all I can do, is I can bring me to the table. That's all I got. That's all I got.
That's all you need to
That's
bring.
all I got.
Who's meant for you is for you, and who's not, you could keep pushing it. It's not a big deal, right?
I could just talk about the reunion really quick. I just had to say, you did eat them up. You left no crumbs, honey. So I just had to let you know, honey. We were your warriors. we were behind the screen. We appreciate you just being, and I really liked how you said that, zest to life and zest to
Zest de vivre.
Zest de vivre.
Absolutely.
That's a bar. You might have to put that as a caption.
A lot today, huh?
You do. You're just a gem dropper.
I'm good at this.
That's a caption.
That's a caption.
Yeah.
That's a caption. A lot of those. I don't need chat GPT.
Yeah.
I am chat GPT, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Chat GPT.
So I'm gonna quote you on my post.
Yeah.
when I
She's
use
gonna
that
use it.
caption.
She's gonna ask you.
Write that down, y'all. Thank you.
So, obviously, there's so much behind the scenes that we don't get to see, right? So, I would love to hear maybe what is something that fans haven't been able to see behind the scenes, or even maybe into, how much heart goes into filming. Anything you'd want to share?
What goes behind the scenes?
Yeah, something we don't see.
Well, if it's behind the scenes, then you ain't supposed to see it, right?
Well, maybe you could drop a little tea. A little tea.
The season 7 has been sunsetted, right? So at this point in time, I'm forward thinking, I'm forward moving. Can't go back there. Season 6 was very hard for me. Season 7 was very hard for me as well, obviously, because I went through the cancer and then trying to bounce back, and then things like started happening, and I didn't know what the hell was happening. So I just took it as I saw it, and I just did the best that I could and reacted to the best of my ability. But every action will have a reaction, and let's not get mad at the reaction, because if don't start none, won't be none.
It's like, how you mad that you did that to me? Make it make sense.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I everything was well intended, and I'm sorry that things went the way they went. But again, all out of good-hearted nature. And that's something that I'm learning is putting up boundaries. And that's what people don't know what to do when you didn't have them before. And then all of a sudden you have them. It's like, whoa, what is she doing now? Like what? They didn't anticipate that action from you.
Yeah.
So that's now the new version of me. You're going to see a lot of things that you didn't see before because I'm not going to let my kindness anymore be taken for my weakness. That's a no go.
Yeah.
No go.
Yeah.
So that's a new version of me that people haven't seen, and now it's going to show up differently. So
I love
when I
that.
say I'm not going tonight, don't ask me why, and please, and make that. I am not going tonight. I'm sorry. I don't
There's
need to
a
explain
power
to
in
you.
your no.
I don't need
Yeah.
to explain to you, the reason that before I'll tap dance so that you felt good about it. Now
Yeah.
I got to worry about me. So
Yeah.
selfishness is one of my main things right now. It's hard to do, but I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
so
to-
important. And
yeah.
there's that, there's the blur of reality
Mhm.
TV, right? There's the, the produced moments, the real moments per se, So how do you protect your peace though in those environments, right? I mean, I've never been on TV. A lot of girls have never been on TV, and we don't really know what that feels like. And there's a lot going on. So maybe I know you spoke on boundaries. Is that how you protect your
Well,
peace?
I mean, like I said, I can only bring my reality to the screen. Other people's versions of their reality, whatever they want to do, it's nothing that I can, control.
Yeah.
So whatever comes to my table, and it's kind of like, that didn't happen. What are we doing? So it's reactionary. So all I can do is again bring
Be yourself.
Guerdy to the
Bring
table.
Guerdy.
For being a Real Housewives fan and just being a Guerdy, I don't know what we gonna call us. Gerdifiers.
Guardians. No, my guardians. My
Oh,
guardians. Wait, my guardians of the galaxy.
Oh, yes.
Wait, I like
I thought we were on Earth. Now we the galaxy. Clocking it. I clocked it.
You could be a guardians, but we're always next level, and that's why we're
to the
into
stars.
So that's a metaphor,
Yeah.
just like
I
the
got
level
you.
in which we are living.
I see.
But we're still on Earth, okay?
Period. I guess I have to just answer that really quick in terms of her piece. Russell is her piece as well.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I had to say as a Guardian,
Ooh, that
Russell.
man.
I mean, Russell is your yin to your yang for real. Like
Yeah.
you see it through the TV. That man, he holding you down.
Not bad.
Like everybody says, Russell don't play about Guerdy.
Yeah.
Russell don't play about me, honey. I don't even know how I got lucky with this man. We met in high school. I will never forget. I was like, who's this kid? Like, it's a whole story. It's a whole story. how
In
we
the
meet.
memoir.
Y'all gonna have to read
In the
it.
memoir.
Okay.
But then he finally, after going back and forth with him and letting him know already, so he already knew the Guerdy that now. He already knew how sassy I was, and he loved it. And then it turned into a hug, and then it was like done. It was over. But I had a boyfriend before him, and he played basketball with my boyfriend, and he was kind of scared. Yes. Oh, I was.
That's cheese me.
I was dating this
Chauffeur.
chauffeur, honey. I was dating a Haitian, tall, dark basketball player, the star of the school. And then I couldn't, like Russell was apparently into me, but I didn't even know he liked me because I was with another guy.
Yeah.
And then when me and that other guy broke up, that's when Russell was like,
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Let me slide into that.
Yeah. But my ex-boyfriend, thought he was going to beat up Russell a little bit. So it was a whole little thing.
All right, let's get into something really quickly just to cover this because we are on the Baddie Besties podcast and we're both besties, right? And we've seen Hey. We've also seen like your friendship with Nicole, and I'm sure there's other friendships as well. What are there like any friendships that like what does friendship mean to you? How has it inspired you? Like just seeing you and Nicole together, it really reminded of us too.
Do you understand that her and I we hardly were on camera together? You know how people knew of our friendship because of the off-camera stuff. So we were actually
seeing
we were extremely frustrated. Like, can we film together? Can we film together more, please? Like, it was so weird that we didn't get to film that often. And so I'm glad that people saw right through everything because we were like more posting together, offline. So it was really beautiful. But friendship to me is that unwavering support. And I'm not talking about someone who's going to have your back no matter what. Okay? There's a difference here. There's an alliance and then there's friendship. Because guess what? If Nicole did something wrong, I will tell Nicole, hey, now I may not do it publicly, but I'll be like, you need to apologize, Nicole. If you did that to me, I wouldn't. You have to let people be at their best. And having someone's back blindly when they're doing the worst of the worst, what is this about? It's not, it's abnormal. It's abnormal. So to me,
Yeah.
So, there's a way of having someone's back, and it's like kitchen talk, right? Like me and Russell, this is the rule. And I had to really let Russell know when we're in front of people, you cannot. This is not a Guerdy, you could tell me that in the back, the kitchen talk, right? But in the front, we're a United States of the Abrairas, okay? Right?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
there's different layers of that. But at the end of the day, Russell's going to tell me, you're wrong, Guerdy. That's the point. So friendship to me is someone who's not going to just be my
not your yes
entourage.
man.
I don't need an entourage. I need someone who's going to be like, Guerdy, no, don't go off the cliff.
Keep it a stock.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess really quickly, dying question too. How is it being a housewife, especially being? I mean, there was Garcelle at a point, so it was like
Was what?
Garcelle, like being
by the way,
Haitian.
wrote one of my praises in my book.
Yes.
Aw.
Yes.
Yes,
The
That's
queen.
it.
We'll make sure we put that praise in too, so they can
Yeah.
see it. It was a beautiful praise. She talks about being Haitian and how resilient you are. But one, being a woman of color, being Haitian too, like what does that mean, being a housewives and on a national television show, excuse me, where everyone is watching you, everyone has their own opinions, their thoughts.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. And actually, in the book, I talk about the fact that before Housewives, I was actually approached, not by the same production company or network. I was approached to do my own show before this whole thing. I was approached. Yeah, so it was very like watch Guerdy do weddings. And I was like, what? So I was like,
What?
it sounds amazing until it's like you're realizing that it's going to be a camera, you're the main star, and now you're in charge of your entire team. And one thing about me is that Guerdy on production day is a bitch on wheels. I'm not the same person because I am so detail oriented because I know I'm as good as my last event that it's got to be perfect. So I'm now becoming a whole other different version of myself.
Yeah.
Now, how is that going to translate on screen? Is it going to hurt my brand? Because now you got this girl telling everybody what to do. Who does she think she is? The judgment behind it, the spin of it all. It's got to be dramatic to stay on TV to get the ratings.
And being a woman of color, they love the angry black woman. That's so
we won't
true.
talk about that even before, God forbid we talk about that. But anyway.
God forbid.
Clock it.
Because that's not reality and that doesn't happen in life. Anyway, so I said to myself, you know what? I'm not even ready for this right now. This is too much too soon. And I said with Russell, we knew it's like, this is, no. If one came, more will come behind that because you can't deny your talent. Russell always knew I was going to be on TV. Always.
Really?
Oh my God. He's like, yeah. When that happened, he's like, there's going to be more. And then I'm like, yeah, I just feel like this is not right. And I felt pushed. I felt pushed and cornered. And so I'm glad that I didn't. And then when the Housewives came, I was like, okay, this is ensemble cast. It's a little bit more balance of my life, my fun side. It was more sprinkling around my full personality than me, Guerdy, the planner. That's why. And maybe now we explore that type of production of like just me and the team, whatever. But it wasn't. I wasn't ready then. I just knew it. And I did do another show on HGTV called Crafters Gone Wild, Holiday Crafters Gone Wild. It was a competition show. We lost because I'm the boss. I don't be doing none of this. So on the show, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I could do everything. Of course, I can do it, but do I really want to do it? So this show, we were like literally like with the snow and all. I was like, oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you don't do labor, honey.
I mean, I do actually, I do.
But you instruct.
Usually I'm the vision and I'm like more of the conceptual designer, so much so than the executor.
Yeah.
It was intense, but it was fun. It was really fun. And that was during COVID, so that was a really cool experience to be doing something. Yeah.
So you were born for TV, now on TV. Now that the reunion has wrapped, I know you're extremely excited about your memoir. What chapter are you most excited to open next? Do you have a favorite chapter in the book?
First of all, I'm going to say this. The book. I was like, okay, let me look for a publishing company, the biggest one. I want to be bestseller. And then I'm like, the content is going to speak for itself. I'm telling you right now. I don't need the big names surrounding my book to get to where I need to get because the story itself is the story. And you can't deny how powerful the story is. Yeah. So I wrote the book. I designed the cover myself. I went with a small business, a Black woman-owned business publisher. And I just wanted it to feel like it's mine, my royalties, my baby, my rewards. I don't need this big engine behind me because it's good as it is. So I'm excited for people to see it and read it. And next thing you know, I feel like there's going to be a movement and a momentum of like, did you read this fucking book? Did you know that Russell and her, that's going to take care of itself. It's going to take care of itself.
Oh my gosh. That brings me into this like quick next segment here is I know you talk about love over ambition and it's really important. And that's something that we got a little snippet from your PR. And they pretty much were talking about how you chose to stay in Miami for love instead of moving to this beautiful New York City to pursue ballroom dancing. How did that decision shape your life?
The best decision of my life.
Wow.
Imagine me out here in New York. Too cold, man. Too cold, man.
It's cold. It's a brick city.
No, but like, so Russell and I were together at that point, a year and a half, almost 2 years. It was time to make a decision for college. And I was like, I always had this vision. I'm going to be in New York. I'm a cosmopolitan girl. I got to go. And then just sitting in the car with him and we're just sitting there. And Russell's simple. Not that he's not ambitious. He's just simple and clean. Like he doesn't need all this. And that's what I learned so much about him or through him, you know? So I said, okay, I can do this in New York, but when am I going to have this opportunity? One thing about me is that I always knew I was going to be successful. And that's the difference, I think, between a woman who's going to marry for money. Oh.
She talking some tea, honey. They want to hear this.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with it. There is not that's a strategy all in its own. And I wish I would have taken that route some days. You know, I'm like, you know what? I could be getting my nails done and okay, but then it's like the one that's like, no matter what happens, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be great, in fact. So I said to myself, if you have a foundation based on support and no matter what, you got to ride or die, you could do it all. I was like, I could get it all because I already have love. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, not that Bonnie and Clyde. Now, let me make sure. No, not Bonnie and Clyde, okay? Because, you know, not these days. But anyway, so yeah, that's my...
Yeah.
Her and Russell are such goals.
You are.
Yeah.
I love it.
You would never put me and him in a room together. If you said, who's married in this room and there's 17 different people around, you'll never be like, oh, her and him. It's just one of those things that together, it was like...
Oh my God, y'all have the je ne sais quoi.
It's unbelievable. No, we're still looking at each other every day. I'm like this. You traumatized? You're okay? You're good? And you're still good? Wink twice. Wink twice. And he's like, what? Like, he doesn't get it. And I'm looking at him like,
okay, honey.
He navigated. He knew you were born to be famous and born to be on TV. How have you guys navigated through fame, career, adversity together?
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh, I like this.
That's
not another bar, honey.
I didn't write that in my book. Did I write that in my book?
It's okay.
I did.
Okay, good.
I forgot. I have so many things
I was
in my
going to
head.
say, write it down.
But there are more projects coming, guys. I mean, this is the first book, but there's so much more. And
is there any sneak peeks that you could tell us that's maybe coming on the way?
About the book or?
You said you have more
No. Right now I'm focusing on this baby. But what I'm saying to you is that this has opened up the doors for me to say there's so much more that I can teach and I can do. So there will be a book about how to find your Russell. There will be a book about, oh yes, honey.
Oh, we're excited.
We're going to series this whole thing for sure. Because it's like, there's just so many, you could try to consolidate into one book, but there could be a whole book about one chapter of this book. So... yeah, so Russell is like, he's the one. I
mean, you said your life is like a movie. You never know. Peacock might pick it up.
You
never know. Yeah. I'm manifesting.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised how comfortable Russell was with the cameras. That freaked me out, actually. I will never forget the first day that we started filming. It was season 4, the reboot, and Russell was coming home from work. And I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna come home from work. Can you guys like just give him a little space? Because I was so worried about Russell and him looking at being like, hey, I didn't sign up for this. Because Russell will tell me. And I was like, oh my God, please, the door opens. And I'm like, hey,
you okay?
Let me take your, and he just walked in like he was as if the cameras weren't there. And then I'm like this, and then I'm like,
he was made to be TV. He was made to be your hubby.
I was like looking at him, I'm like, oh God. I said, oh. And then the executive producers came in because I think they wanted to see how things were going to pan out. And I will never forget, Matt turns to me, he's like, he's really natural. And Russell's opening the fridge, getting orange, and I know. This is so weird. And all of a sudden it was like, okay, if he's comfortable, we're going to keep going. That's all. If Russell was not comfortable with that show,
You were done.
So yeah, so like right now he's not happy. Right now he's not a happy guy with things that have happened over the past week.
We're not happy either.
Well, it's just like
honestly.
it's
as
just a matter of,
viewers,
like, protect me at
too.
all costs. He's like,
Yeah.
he was like, what are you talking about? You were on the cruise for her. I was there. You left me to go back. So he's very not happy with the way that people are trying to play with me.
When I say you held things with grace, honey, somebody throwing water on me. That's fist fighting.
I was crying.
But guess what? That is what's in the book.
Commandments too.
Is the Hijri rules.
The
commandments. Where it's like for all your life, you just know to like
the rule book.
Forgive. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So sorry, Papa, but I had to cut a couple of those rules out. Okay, they weren't working.
I mean, there's still something obviously.
It be that it.
I know.
That's what you live by.
Yeah.
You live by.
It's hard. It's like like you're trained and you're wired that way, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what the hell? This is not working for me.
Yeah.
So I had to make my own version. So this is not the Gerdify rules, the Let Me rules.
I love. I know, obviously, as you said, I love that Russell has been so comfortable, as you said, and you've been able to do season after season after season together. But obviously, going through the seasons of life, there are ups and downs that you both face together. And I know you've been open about the pregnancy scare that you guys faced early on, and later.
That was going to be a high school, preggy, high school preggy.
It was going to be a girl. I believe.
No. So there's two incidents. We had a scare in high school.
Yes,
and then
miscarriage.
Miscarriage.
Yes.
After Miles, we would try again, and then it was a miscarriage, and that was going to be a girl. And I was like, I swear, I never in my life. I'm like, I'm a tomboy. I'm gonna get two boys for sure. I'm gonna be able to do my weddings and not have to worry about a girl. Because when you have a girl at home sitting there and mommy's not around, that's different. So all of a sudden, when that miscarriage happened, I processed it in a way where like, okay, God knew what He was doing. He's like, okay, no. Let me give you a boy. That's the way I was able to get through that pain. You try to make logic out of it, right? So like it was very interesting the way I rationalized like, oh, it was God just like, protecting me from that, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. So how do you feel that you have taken those moments, right? And through the love and the loss and motherhood and all of that, right? How do you feel like maybe they have changed you just going through all of the trials that you've been through?
First of all, I can't imagine as a woman now, you can't even really choose. So that's interesting, right? So I'm thankful for the opportunity that I had back then to be able to make my decision. Because Russell was like, when we had the high school scare, he was like, yeah, I think we should keep it if we have. And I'm like, no, I'm going to choose. Like, so that deliberation was nice to have an opportunity to choose of some sort, right?
Yes.
But those losses, I think, obviously, the way I was already going hard, and the loss of my brother with his two daughters in the earthquake, the loss of my little girl, all those things pushed me into overdrive. It was kind of like, all right, let me make it work and worth it. So I overworked, and that's where it goes to a point of like a breaking point. I couldn't sustain. And I talk about also some health things where, I had gained a lot of weight with Liam. I had gained like 60 pounds with Liam. I don't know why. I was at what is that place called? That burger place? Johnny Rockets. I used to be at Johnny Rockets all the time. And so like, and then after that pregnancy, I had a C-section, and like just recovering from that, I gained a lot of weight. And then I started like, working hard. Yeah. And I just didn't have the time. I started taking, what is it called? Appetite suppressant. And so I think that all this stuff, working hard, the late hours, the traveling, the bad dieting, all of those came to a crash into you have breast cancer. And it was like,
wow.
What? Like, that was a reality check. Yeah.
But you've handled it with grace. And you've shown us that you can turn your pain into power. So we are going to wrap up really quickly with a fast round. So one word answers, anything that comes quick, really quick.
Okay.
First word that comes to mind when you hear Housewives reunion.
Face off?
Ooh, face off. Period. Okay. What is your go-to self-care ritual during treatment or recovery?
During when I was going through... My repeat the question. I'm sorry.
So what was your go-to self-care ritual during treatment or recovery?
Yeah, I used to give myself facials.
Oh, facials.
Yeah, I'm really good at facials. I have all of the accoutrements because during COVID, I invested, honey. I was like, okay, we're going to do this.
You might have to put me on. I love a good skincare.
Yes. What's one design element that always girdifies a room?
A design element, candles.
Ooh.
That's a mood setter.
Okay, if you could plan one celebrity wedding, whose would it be?
Mine's
Lady Gaga's.
Oh!
That would be next level. She'll let me do whatever.
so
Like, bring the aliens, okay?
Yeah.
Not me saying mine soon.
Yeah. You said, why did I miss that? Period. Samira Francois, okay?
Samira Sabatini Francois. Remember that name, honey. All right. We know your favorite Haitian dish that feels like home is legume.
Legume.
I had the answer for you. Last question. Finish the sentence. My next trophy will be.
This book?
Period.
This book?
And then what's next for you beyond the book?
Well, there's so many things that are, but what I decided to do is not multitask and do too many at once. So I want everything to be like perfect and done right and pacing myself through it. So I make sure I'm like, leveled and so forth. So the next thing that I'm going to do after this book.
There's no rush.
No, but it's going to be
iconic.
Great.
I could see
It's
it.
going to be great.
Yeah.
We ready. We ready. We waiting on you.
Yeah. It's not in the beauty, it's in the beauty space-ish.
Okay.
But it's a niche market.
Thank you for the teaser.
There's a niche market.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
Thank you.
We can't wait.
So from surviving breast cancer to writing her empire and creating a movement, Guerdy reminds us that trophies aren't just rewards. They're reminders of what we're here to overcome. Thank you so much, Guerdy, for joining us here today.
Amazing.
It was an honor.
You guys are amazing.
I have to ask you really quick.
Yes.
What do you think baddie besties, what does baddie besties mean to you?
Baddie besties. Forever.
Forever.
You better be forever, honey.
We here.
We here. We staying.
It's amazing. I just love the fact that it's a girl power movement. It's empowering each other. You're showing the world how you can coexist in the same room and let each other shine in your own different ways. That is what I'm talking about. And you could feel the energy. It's
appreciate you.
very healthy.
Oh, period.
Really.
We're a healthy friendship.
Yeah, it's very
As
healthy.
you know, we may stir the pot,
It's gonna get hot.
but trust.
You just hit the jackpot.
with the girl Guerdy. Bye, guys.
Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Check out Guerdy's book. Buy it.
From Trauma to Trophies, launching November 10th, and BravoCon. Make sure you purchase, okay?
And it'll be available on Amazon, Shopify, and on my website. I am so excited for you guys. It's a book for everybody.
We can't wait. We can't wait to tap in.
Love
we
you
love
guys.
you. Bye.